Welcome back to the Padilla Family Homestead. Today we are going to go over how to make a rag wreath, and this is made from using all kinds of fabric scraps and so forth. And so I'm going to dive in, show you how to do this. It's super easy. I've been making it since I was a kid. I have different versions of Christmas colors. I had I think that one I made when I was a kid was like blue and white and so forth. So you can do patriotic colors. This one though today is going to be a fall rag wreath. So we're going to jump in right now, show you how to make this. I hope you enjoy. So this is just a wire form wreath, and you choose whatever size that you want. This was only like $4. So they're pretty inexpensive. So the first thing you're going to need is the wreath form. And then you're going to need to choose your fabric. Now you can do all the same fabric. You can do different fabric colors and textures. It really depends on you. Now you're only going to see little strips of this, and so the basic color until you get close. And so I went with 3 different patterns that have different major color profiles. So I did a green fabric. I did an orange and green with a little bit of gold plaid there. And then I did this white background with bright yellow sunflowers that has the orange and the green. So I'm trying to pull in all of the colors into each other. So this has this color, this has both of them, and so forth. And then I'm going to layer them up. So I got about 2/3 of a yard, and it's all going to depend on how big your wreath form is, but I figured that was going to make it easy for me. So that's about 2/3 of a yard, and I'm going to cut this into little slices so we can get started. I'm going to do my first one first to make sure I have the length that I want. I'm also going to go ahead and cut off this end that has the writing on it and get my edges cleaned up, and then we will start making this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down the center here where this is folded naturally from the bolt of fabric, and then I'm going to cut down again because I don't want these to be super wide, super long strips. So I'm going to cut down the center. Okay, so I got 2/3 of a yard of fabric, so each one of those folds is about a foot, and I cut that in half, and so each one of my strips is 6 inches long. And I went ahead and I cut the strip, and then I cut that little strip in half to make it the 6 inches long, and that worked perfect for what we are doing with these forms. And you can get these forms in heart shapes, cross shape, star shapes, depending on the seasons and so forth. There's all kinds of stuff out there. But that's what we do, and we get it all cut up. Okay, so I cut about 1/3 of a yard of each of the colors. So I have my green, the orange plaid, and the white sunflower. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to tie these on now. Just start tying some on sporadically. I'm going to tie it with the colorful side down and the white raw side in. You can tie this however you want to. It just depends on your fabric and what your style is and how your knots turn out and all of that. And you're just going to tie them on and start going around. So I'm doing my white color on my inner ring, and then I'm going to do green on my outer ring, and then I'll do orange staggered on this inside ring. So I'll do a few of these, get them tied on, and I'm just tying a simple single knot. That's it. So I did start with my fabric, my white fabric, being put on in that direction, and I ended up changing my mind because I wasn't getting to see the bright colors, the yellow and the red. So on the second and the rest of the rings, I end up switching it around so I can see more of that color. So you'll need to really pay attention to which direction you're tying your knots on and how it looks when it's all scrunched together. The other thing I'm doing here, which I do not suggest, is starting with the accent color. So your main color, your focal point color, is going to be in the center of the wreath. That is what you should start with, and that for me is the orange, and I do that for all my other sections. But I cut the white first, so I put that on first. So start with your focal color, and then I would do your accent color. So my focal color is the orange. My framing color. My focal color is the orange. My framing color, the outline color is the green, and then my accent color is the white. Do one of your sections and see how you like it. See if you like how many of each color you have. Here I felt like there was not enough orange in, so I went ahead and I went back in and I added orange. Get that one section to be what you want it to be, and then duplicate that the rest of the way around. And it would be great if you could find fabric that looked great on both sides, like the orange plaid. It looks amazing no matter which side you see. So if you could find something like that, that's great. I think in the future on this, I would do mustard yellow in the center instead of the white print. I felt like it was too bright, but that is what it is. This still turned out really, really cute, and I'm happy with it. So you're going to continue tying on all your fabric around the wreath frame until it's completely done, and then you will be ready to either hang it or add a couple other accents to it. This does take a little bit, so I'd put on a show and just enjoy yourself. This is done now, and basically you can floof any way you want. I think if I were to make this one in the future, I would probably just do a yellow, something that showed more yellow. I thought I was going to get more yellow popping through, but I didn't. But I think a mustard yellow for this would have been better instead of the white. But this is what I had available to me at the store. And then you can go through and just trim off all of the little hairs. Now that you're done tying these, it's not going to fray the same way. You'll have some, which is the raw fabric look, right? But you're not going to want all of these little hairs. So you can go through, trim the little hairs. You can tie on some cinnamon sticks or some other fall decor items that are natural, whatever you want to do with this, or hang it just as it is. What's great is this, because the wire, it just hangs super easy. I would do this as an inside wreath, not an outside wreath, and I love the look of the fabric wreaths. I'm going to say don't do this. Do this. I really like this. So this is the one we had done since our childhood. I thought I could do something cool with this, really easy with fabric. It didn't happen. So, and I definitely only needed about, I think I got 2/3 yard of fabric. I still have lots left over with just 1/3, using 1/3 of the fabric. Well, 1/3 a yard of fabric. So, have fun with it. You could do this any colors you want. So this is fall. You can do Christmassy colors. You can do Valentine's colors. You can do whatever you want. You can do different shapes of the wreath forms, whatever you find, and go from there. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you have fun making your rag wreath, and we will see you on the next video.